It's still wintertime here in central Pennsylvania. Welcome. I wanted to show you how I grow flowers in some of these old pots. Coal buckets, any type of cast iron pot. Minnow buckets make great containers. I even grow in some of these old sprinkling cans that are pretty much worn out. I grow flowers in some of them. Bucket pails.
Cause there's blue skies in heaven, and there's a smile on his face as he climbs the mountains in heaven.
I'm going to take you over there and show you where I dump some of these. Some of the ground is still frozen in, so I can't dump them. I just want to show you how I don't waste anything, even from last year. Just going to take a walk over here to some of my raised beds. I don't have a lot because I do a lot in grow bags, but right here's where I dumped some of them flower pots out on top of my old raised beds. You can see I just compost things right on top of the raised beds. Have a lot of hanging planters here ready to be dumped, be used over. And one of the things I'm going to do a video about is starting at least 2 or 3 more raised beds and show you how I start them and get them going. So stick around. I'm going to show you some of the flowers I planted in each one of these buckets. I have pictures and video from last year that I'll add to each one. These make great containers. I love antiques, so planting in these old pots just is very satisfying for me. You know, at one time I didn't really even care about flowers, and now through blessings from God, I just love planting flowers. Let's start out with these old coal buckets. I hope you can see how I have holes in the bottom. You gotta have drainage. It doesn't matter what pot you use. You know, some of your bought-in pots have the ring around that hold water, and they work great. In fact, sometimes you might even have to do less watering with them. But we'll just look at a couple of the flowers that I grew in these buckets. And these aren't the only ones I have, believe me. You'll see a lot of flowers in the future in my front yard. I live in an area where the maple trees overrun the front yard, and I really couldn't grow grass, so I just mulched it, and then I just set containers around. And I get a lot of compliments. We live in a real backwoods area here in Pennsylvania, and not a lot of people travel up and down our old township road, but I do get a lot of compliments on the flowers. And my wife helps me a lot, so you will be seeing my wife in some future videos as we do some of this stuff together. The dirt I use in most of these flower pots is a very good potting mix. Sometimes I mix some composted manure and even maybe a little all-purpose topsoil with it, just to cut back on the expense. But you really do need a good potting mix. In this bucket, I raised, I want to call it an African daisy, but it's probably the proper name, and I'm going to look over here at my notes. Gazania, I think is how it's pronounced. Some people call them tiger stripes or treasure flowers. They were beautiful, but I had a little bit of trouble raising them until I figured out that they really don't like water that much. They really like dry. So this year I have, I'm thinking about putting a bunch of them in an old wagon so I can set them out in the full sun and, you know, pull them around where I need to grow them. But they did very well, and they were very pretty. They're kind of unique because they bloom during the day and they fold together at night. If it's rainy out, they don't open up. They need sun to open up. So a very unique flower. And then in this bucket, I raised Impatiens, and they are very easy to grow and even in the shade. I'm sure they need some sun. Where I set them, they get morning sun, but they don't get much afternoon sun, and they did very, very well for me. You'll be able to see them in the pictures. Pretty unique. The next one I'm going to show you was this bucket here. These Minnow buckets, you know, they're designed to drain. If any of these you can find, they just make absolutely great flower pots. You know, actually in this one, I think it was the Petunias. I think this is the one. In this flower pot, I grew African daisies. I'm not even know if I want to try and pronounce it. I'm looking at my note. Osteospermum. I'm Pennsylvania Dutch, so I don't pronounce titles real well. But you can see the picture. They kind of don't like the summer heat, so they did very well where I put them because they only got morning sun. And they're the kind that they just keep pushing all year long and all year long, and you just keep popping the old ones off and the new ones grow back. And at different times they're bushed out better than sometimes they're almost without flowers, and then they grow another batch. And then next I'm going to show you just this little cast iron pot. Now you can see it's split on the bottom so it drains well, because the flowers I grew in this one were Gerber daisies, and you can see here in the picture they were very nice. I think even at one time I had as high as 6, almost 7 blooms. They didn't get real tall, but where I set them, they did real well. They got a lot of morning sun and late afternoon shade. So they did great for me. The next one I'm going to show you would be the sprinkling can. Now remember, you still have to put holes in. It has to be an old sprinkling can, one that you don't use anymore. I love buying these old antiques and planting flowers in them. This one was, I'm going to look at my notes again. It's a heliotrope, a very unique flower. The first year that I grew these, I had a little bit of a hard time, but they tend to like a lot of water, and they like a lot of sun, very light shade. So hope you like them. The last thing I wanted to show you was this old treasure chest. And you know, a treasure chest is simply just an old chest. The reason it's called treasure is what you put inside it. And I decided, and my wife decided, that we would grow sweet potato vines in this old chest. And we did it over the last couple years, and it just overflows beautifully. My son has been tapping maple syrup. They make a lot of their own maple syrup. Last year, probably for the last 4 years, I've been using this old treasure chest, and we plant it full of sweet potato vines. And they just grow out all over. I'll show you on the video how they grow. I will take some of the old dirt out of there and put fresh dirt in when I plant them, and some fresh manure. So be creative. You might not know what you have in your barn or in your shed or wherever, or what you might find at the antique store or the thrift shop down the road. Almost anything can make a container of beautiful, beautiful flowers. If you like this type of content, please like and subscribe, and comment. Give me your tips. Give me your ideas. What did you grow flowers in that was unique? Send me your pictures, whatever. I would love to know. And I'm going to make another video because this is only the beginning of what I did last year. It's winter time. I'm still in February right here. It's spring is about 22 days away. And the groundhog said we would have more winter, and I guess he was right. But we're going to grow together. So thanks again for watching. Blessings to all of you.